misty cloud forests draped over volcanic highlands, colorful gardens bursting with exotic flowers, and the rich aroma of world-renowned coffee drifting through the mountain valleys. Welcome to Boquete. This charming highland town, nestled in Panama's western Chiriquí province, offers a refreshing contrast to the country's tropical coastlines with its eternal spring-like climate and breathtaking natural beauty. In this video, I'll take you along as I explore the many treasures of Boquete. We'll hike through a few of the region's trails, discover the secret waterfalls hidden throughout the region, and meet the friendly local farmers who produce some of the world's most celebrated coffee beans. Along the way, I'll share what we get up to in our few days staying in this part of Panama and provide practical advice on when to visit, how to get around, where to stay, and our gastronomy experience at one of the iconic hotels in town. And if you're new here, welcome to the Scenic Road Traveler. I'm Erin, and for the past decade, I've been exploring over 45 countries around the world. My aim as a traveler is to explore and discover the world's most beautiful places, one scenic route at a time. We have officially arrived in Boquete. We were in Bocas del Toro just this morning, and we took an hour boat ride and then a 2.5 hour shuttle to Boquete. And so we're going to be here for the next couple days exploring and checking it out. So we're very excited to be here. We got here when it was pretty sunny. The clouds have since rolled in and it's been just on and off drizzling and downpouring, but I think that's to be expected for this area, and it's a bit cooler, which is kind of nice, and a break from the heat of the islands that we've been on the last week. Boquete is known for some really cool hikes in the area. We're hoping to do some of that the next 2 days and figure that out as well. And we're actually also going to a restaurant this evening for a kind of gastronomy experience, which we are very excited about, and hoping to try some good local flavors and recipes. What struck me most about Boquete wasn't just the natural beauty, but the vibrant expat community that's harmoniously blended with the local Panamanian culture. Walking through town, you'll hear English conversations mingling with Spanish at the Tuesday market, where both locals and transplants gather to sell handcrafted goods, fresh produce, and handmade treats. This cultural fusion creates a uniquely welcoming atmosphere you won't find elsewhere in Panama. The area's microclimate doesn't just produce exceptional coffee, it's created a flower-growing paradise, with Boquete's annual flower and coffee festival drawing visitors from across Panama. Rainbow gardens dot the landscape year-round, with orchids and lilies thriving at elevations where they wouldn't normally grow in this tropical country. And for food lovers, the culinary scene here is surprisingly sophisticated for such a small town. Farm-to-table restaurants serve dishes that fuse traditional Panamanian flavors with international influences, many using ingredients harvested that very morning. As we explore beyond the town center, you'll discover why Boquete has earned the nickname Valley of the Flowers and why so many travelers end up extending their stay, some even making it their permanent home. The magic of this place isn't just what you see, but how it makes you feel. Invigorated by the cool mountain air, yet somehow relaxed by the slower pace of highland life that offers a welcome contrast to Panama's bustling coastal cities. All right, so for dinner tonight, we are headed to the Panamante Hotel in Boquete. We are actually having a gastronomy experience at their world-renowned restaurant. So we're very excited to be here and to check out the hotel. Actually, we're checking out the grounds, but so far we've just come to the front and they have these beautiful hydrangeas, and I think it'll be a really good night and a fun one. So we're currently at the Panamante Hotel for a gastronomy experience that the hotel offers. We actually are not staying here for the night, but it is something that anyone coming to Phuket or living in the area can come visit and have a kind of lovely dining experience. They do have, I think they said, about 15 rooms available if you did want to stay here. We wish we could have. The gardens are some of the most beautiful that I've seen, and it is only about a 10-minute walk from town itself, which is really great. The hotel has actually been around since 1914 and was the first hotel in Boquete in the area, so it has stood the test of time, and you can tell even just in the gardens how old and beautiful it is and well loved and kept in the community. This is delicious. They made us, so at the Panama Hotel, they made us one of their specialty drinks with a Panamanian rum and kind of an orange liqueur, so it tastes like a popsicle, dreamsicle. It is a dream. So I definitely recommend having it if you're coming here. When you come for dinner at the Panama Hotel, the chef has prepared and accumulated a really great menu of traditional Panamanian food and a really great gastronomy experience, so which is why we're here and trying it, and we're very excited. And again, we're both vegans and had reached out ahead of time to have this experience be to what our dietary preferences are, and they were able to accommodate, which is really great for this place and having that as an offering. So we were just talking with our server about our menu and thanking him for the switch to our vegan menu versus kind of what might normally be on the menu. And he was saying that at this restaurant, the ingredients are sourced within Boquete or the surrounding area, which is an incredible way of displaying the local gastronomy and experience within the menu. So that was a really cool, and I think just adds to your experience when you come to this restaurant. Good morning from Boquete. I'm up early for sunrise to enjoy the town a bit quieter. We had the best time last night at the Panama Hotel for the kind of fine dining experience. It was incredible that they were able to make this wonderful vegan, ended up being 6-course meal for us. And trying that, I think you can see in each dish the tapestry of flavors and stories that the chef has brought in from different parts of Panama into the menu at the restaurant. So I honestly couldn't recommend it more as an experience to have when you're in Boquete, and I would absolutely go there again and have that same experience. And the grounds are beautiful. Again, you don't have to be staying at that hotel to have this experience. Again, we would have stayed at the hotel if there had been some availability, because it was just absolutely beautiful. It has this really storied history as well. So that was really incredible way to end our first day in Boquete. But today the plan is to do some hiking. We're not sure if we're going to end up doing 1 or 2 hikes, which hikes we're going to do. I think we're going to base it off of the weather today, which so far doesn't look like there's any rain, but I'm sure there's going to crop up and have a few sprinkles like it did yesterday. So yeah, that is the plan for today. We're going to go get breakfast soon and probably check out more of the town. We did a little bit of that yesterday, which is really great, but hoping to do a little more of that again. Also, for some of the trails around Boquete, I think there's a difference in when you come to Boquete and doing some of the trails. We're actually here during the dry season, but I think they are having an abnormally kind of wet year so far in the dry season, which was also the case in Bocos del Toro. They were having quite a bit of rain when really it was not supposed to be much. So they've gotten a bit of rain the last couple of days. So I think the waterfall trail was one that we were hoping to do, but we actually ended up bumping into a few people who live in the area and we're friends because they are in a hiking group together. So it was a great connection to meet, to have, and for them to say like they probably wouldn't recommend to do that one and another trail that we were gonna do because it's probably gonna be pretty muddy. So maybe we're gonna, if it doesn't rain today, try to do that one tomorrow to have it dry out a little bit. And then yeah, he actually recommended a few hikes that we weren't even aware of, that if we have the time or kind of figure out how to get there and do them, we might do those as well.
But this area is also known not just for their hiking, but the coffee and chocolate tours and farms you can go to. We did a coffee tasting in Colombia last year, so we'll see if we have the time to make it our way to one here in Panama. But I am hoping to get some coffee to bring home, whether it's from a shop in town or we just head to the farm to buy some coffee and come back. I should also mention a few other things that we just aren't going to have the time to do while we're here, but are also known for the area and some really great experiences. There is a hike you can do that starts at 11 p.m. You hike all night to get to the top of this. It's called the Volcán Barú, and you can hike all night to get to the top and have a view of the whole valley at sunrise, which would be really incredible. It is, I think, a bit of a tougher hike, a bit longer one, considering you start at 11 p.m. I think that sounded very cool in theory when we were making that making our itinerary for Boquete, but we enjoy our sleep and we're only here a couple days, so that is one where go for it for you if you want to do that, but that's just one where we didn't quite have the time to do. There's also a bit of whitewater rafting in the area as well, something that I had done in Costa Rica many years ago and really loved, but we just weren't going to have the time to do that in Boquete this time. This morning we are starting out on our hiking adventure on the Pipeline Trail. This one we've read is relatively, I think, moderate, easy, nothing too crazy. There is a bathroom at the start, which is really nice, but you do have to pay a few dollars to do the trail.
Hiking in Boquete comes with its own unique challenges and rewards that you should know about before hitting the trails. First, understand that you're in a cloud forest territory. This means constantly shifting weather conditions that can catch even experienced hikers off guard. So always pack a lightweight rain jacket regardless of how sunny the morning starts. And dress in quick-drying layers that you can add or remove as temperatures fluctuate. The elevation here demands respect, starting at about 3,900 feet, with trails climbing much higher. You'll likely feel the effects more quickly than expected. So pace yourself, especially during the first couple of days in the region, and stay hydrated even if you don't feel thirsty. The cool mountain air can mask dehydration. And speaking of water, those picturesque streams and waterfalls may look inviting, but stick to purified water for drinking. The abundant rainfall creates muddy, sometimes very slippery conditions year-round, so proper hiking boots and good traction are non-negotiable. And trekking poles are also incredibly helpful for stability on steeper sections.
We've made it to the end of the Pipeline Trail, where you are greeted with the most beautiful waterfall. And we actually ended up seeing a quetzal bird. We saw a male and a female, and the male is the brighter, more colorful one, which was really cool to see. And it was at the location of where this tree was. That's 1,000 years old, or over 1,000 years old. So this was a really cool trail. And I definitely recommend it if you're coming to Boquete. And I don't think it was all that tough. I think you're going uphill, but it's a bit of a steadier climb. It's not just increase of an incline right away and you're struggling. It was a pretty well marked trail, and yeah. We ended up just getting a taxi from the main downtown road. It was about maybe a 20 or 25 minute drive, and we paid $10. And then we got the contact information for this taxi so we can have him come back and pick us up, because it is about like a 2-hour walk back from this area back down to town. So you'll definitely want to have transportation to pick you back up when you're done.
Boquete's cloud forest hosts one of Central America's most diverse ecosystems, where the misty mountain environment creates perfect conditions for an extraordinary array of life. The poster child of Boquete's wildlife is undoubtedly the quetzal, a bird so vibrantly colored it's almost mythical with its iridescent emerald body and ruby breast. February through May offers prime quetzale spotting opportunities during their breeding season. But look beyond the famous residents and you'll discover the white-faced capuchin monkeys swinging through the canopy. Keen-eyed observers might spot the elusive jaguarundi or ocelots that still inhabit the most remote sections of these mountains. The plant life here is equally spectacular. Hundreds of orchid species bloom throughout the region, tiny jewel-like flowers alongside varieties with blooms larger than your hand. The forest floor is carpeted with countless ferns and mosses, creating an almost otherworldly landscape. Giant tree ferns tower overhead like prehistoric relics, while bromeliads collect miniature ecosystems in their water-holding centers.
Another good morning from Boquete. We've gotten up a bit earlier today to do Piedra del Musco. It is not that far from the center of town, but we got a taxi, probably only 10 minutes. It's a short but mighty hike near the area, so we're excited about that. We were going to do the 3 waterfalls hike today, but we had still been recommended by our hiking friend that we met that it could still be pretty muddy since they'd had a lot of rain this week. So we did one closer to town, and we're looking forward to it.
Boquete enjoys what many consider a perfect climate, often called eternal spring, with daytime temperatures typically hovering between 65 and 75 degrees year-round. But don't let this mild average fool you. This mountain microclimate has its own unique patterns that you should understand before planning your trip. The dry season runs from mid-December through April, offering sunny mornings with clear mountain views and the occasional afternoon cloud cover. This period coincides with Boquete's high season, when the town fills with visitors escaping northern winters. January through March brings the strongest winds, when misty breezes sweep through the valleys. From May through November, expect what I call the unpredictable rainy season. Mornings typically start sunny and clear, perfect for outdoor activities, but by early afternoon the clouds roll in, often bringing heavy but relatively brief downpours. Rather than ruining your plans, these afternoon showers create the lush landscapes that make Boquete so beautiful. September and October see the heaviest rainfall and occasional road washouts in remote areas. So I genuinely recommend avoiding these months unless you're a serious budget traveler looking for steep discounts.
The view of the Boquete region is beautiful. This is a beautiful hike, and you do get really sweeping, gorgeous views of the area and of the mountains, so I definitely recommend coming, though I wouldn't recommend if it's kind of a very rainy day or the day before was super rainy. I think we've had a few days of for it to dry out a little bit, so it's great, but that's just my tip if you're coming to do this hike, to get this really beautiful view. It is very tough though. You are going very uphill at times. It feels like the ultimate stairmaster. Finished our hike not too long ago and have come for breakfast, and I do have to say Boquete has an incredible assortment of different restaurants and cafes to come to. You will find the perfect variety of places in this area. Finished our hike a few hours ago and came back to our Airbnb to have some lunch and just relax. But now we're at Park Biblioteca, which is on kind of the one end of town, and there's just a lot of trails, and it's right by the river right over here, and we're here on a Saturday, so there's a bunch of families all here to gather and hang out, and we have a beautiful day. A little windy, but it's beautiful.
Beyond the hiking trails, Boquete offers so many unique experiences that you'll want to extend your stay. Coffee lovers shouldn't miss touring one of the premier coffee estates where Panama's world-class geisha coffee is grown. Most tours walk you through the entire process from bean to cup, culminating in tastings that will forever change how you think about coffee. And for my adrenaline seekers, Boquete delivers with some of Central America's most exciting zipline courses, where you'll soar through the misty cloud forests with views stretching to the Pacific. You can soothe your tired muscles after your adventures at the Caldera Hot Springs, where natural thermal pools of varying temperatures are nestled along a cool mountain river. The perfect natural spa experience. For a cultural immersion, visit the indigenous communities of the region, where you can learn about traditional crafts and support local artisans. And don't overlook these simple pleasures of exploring Boquete's town center with its colorful gardens, friendly local markets, and surprisingly amazing restaurants. The Tuesday morning market brings together local farmers, artists, and expats selling everything from farm fresh produce to handcrafted jewelry. As we wrap up our journey through Boquete, I want to mention a few things that couldn't fit elsewhere in the video. First, transportation. While you can reach Boquete by public bus from David or Panama City, renting a car gives you freedom to explore the surrounding countryside at your own pace. Just be prepared for steep, sometimes narrow roads, especially when venturing into the more remote waterfalls and viewpoints. Accommodation options here are wonderfully diverse, from budget-friendly hostels to charming bed and breakfasts run by local families and expats. For longer stays, many places offer weekly or monthly rates, perfect if you're joining the growing trend of digital nomads discovering Boquete's ideal work-life balance. Safety-wise, Boquete is considered one of Panama's safest areas, though the usual travel precautions apply. The local community is incredibly welcoming and many residents speak English, making this an ideal destination for travelers venturing into Central America for the first time. So I hope this video has inspired you to add Boquete to your travel wish list. This mountain haven truly offers a perfect blend of adventure, relaxation, and cultural experiences wrapped into some of Panama's most breathtaking scenery. If you've been to Boquete, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, happy travels, and I'll see you in my next scenic route adventure.